I thank you. Los Angeles, California. Beloved children of the light, of the mighty I Am Presence, my joy is boundless tonight in pouring forth to you from my heart, my love, courage, strength, and activity, which shall always continue to act within your feeling world. You perhaps understand that besides this physical body which you have what is termed an emotional body, or a feeling body, outside of your physical body and penetrating it. Your feeling body is your powerhouse, or the means by which you are supplied with energy which acts through your physical body. Now then, as you understand this and your mighty I Am Presence, you will find you can call your presence forth to charge your minds and bodies with all the energy and strength that you require. You can call forth all the courage you need. Call the presence to give you confidence in yourself to apply the law of your presence, which is your life. As you continue to call your presence into action, you will find each day you gain a greater confidence, not only that your presence is there and does answer you, but you have a feeling of greater calmness. 94 Ascended Master Discourses. And peace within yourself through calling your presence into action. Having had long experience with the children of Earth, it is always my great joy to be of service whenever the opportunity affords. The children of Los Angeles have responded so wonderfully to the instruction which Saint Germain has brought forth. Now, we shall do everything we can to make the children of Los Angeles an outstanding pattern, an example. Now notice. You are to be an example for children everywhere, because your city is one where children from all over America come to visit. You know that, and therefore, as children of the mighty I Am Presence, you will be the example for your visiting friends who come here, will you not? You know that is considerable responsibility, for you want to be a shining light and example, not only to the grown-up people, but to the visiting friends who will come here. I tell you that in the next 2 years many from various parts of the United States will come here to visit you. You see, therefore, you want to be so alert, so attentive to your understanding of the presence by applying it in all your schoolwork, that when your visiting friends come, you can with full confidence stand before the chart and explain it to them just as this good messenger does. Will each one of you just feel a great earnest desire to become so familiar with the explanation of the chart, that you can quickly and readily explain it, any instant you might be called upon to do so? It is a very wonderful thing, dear children. Do you realize, precious ones, that children for thousands of years have not had this privilege before? This understanding of the mighty I Am Presence, which Saint Germain has brought forth, has not been in the outer world for thousands of years. That is a long time from the human standpoint, but it is true. Now that you have this privilege in the understanding of your mighty I Am Presence, it does make everything easy for you. It helps you to maintain self-control, dominion of your feelings. It enables the power from your presence to flood forth to do the things you require. As you go forth in this understanding, you will find as the energy continues to flood forth through you, that it gains what we term momentum. I mean, through the continuous use of a thing, you gain power by it. That is what we mean by momentum. Often you will find where there is a requirement, that your presence will suddenly charge its currents of energy through to bless you, even sometimes before you ask. This is what we want you to feel, dear ones, that after you have called the presence into action for a while, it begins to act ofttimes even before you call. Then you will find that. 96 Ascended Master Discourses. Your presence, through the higher mental body, is always standing on guard through you and for you. Do not forget that in your homes you can render such a beautiful service to your brothers, sisters, friends, father, and mother. Every night will you do this for me? Before you go to sleep, will you take a copy of the chart, either in the books, magazine, or some copy of the chart, and speaking to your mighty I Am Presence simply say, "Mighty I Am Presence, now you hold my body, while it sleeps, in your wondrous embrace of light. When I awaken in the morning, you take charge of my mind and body, cause me to do the perfect thing always which I should do to produce the greatest happiness for myself and those about me, and to produce the greatest success in all I desire to do. Remember, you are the one who must call the presence into action to govern your world. Do you know that your world is just that which extends around you for, say, the distance across this room? This part of the room here from the door forward, about 20 feet in a circle, that would be the world of the average individual. Now notice this closely. If this were a complete circle, it would be what the average person's world consists of. Does that seem a small world? Well, you would be surprised how much is contained within that worldle. Then your part, your objective, or that which you require, is to call your presence into action to not only control your mind and body, but this world which extends around you. It means to a large extent your feeling world and that which you have created. Now, blessed children, I wish to give this to you because it means so much. You see on the chart the violet consuming flame. Call your presence to pass it from your feet up and consume every discordant thing which you have ever created through the centuries, because you have lived many times besides this lifetime, in similar bodies. If you will call the presence to use the violet consuming flame, you will have very little difficulty in keeping your feelings harmonized, and that is what all mankind requires today. The conditions which exist about humanity through so much inharmony make it difficult for the average person to control himself and keep harmonious, but it can be done easily in the knowledge of your presence. Then, you can realize the need of the tube of light about you, as you see there on the chart. How many of you try to call the presence into action and form this tube of light about you? How many of you do that? Well, that is lovely. There are three things that are so important to you. First, to know your presence is the giver of all life to you and to the world. Second, to 98 Ascended Master Discourses. Call the presence to use the violet consuming flame and take out of this world of yours every discordant thing and accumulation of wrongly qualified energy. Remember now, you are living in a circle of your own worldle as you call the presence to pass the violet consuming flame through you. It is just within and around your body. As you call the presence to send the violet consuming flame from your feet up, and also consume that which is around you. Everything out here which would be discordant in this circle of your world is drawn in and consumed by the use of the violet consuming flame. Every discordant thing that you have ever generated or created will be drawn into the flame, dissolved, and consumed. It is a very wonderful thing, precious ones. As you understand and, in the knowledge of your presence, do this, you will free your world from everything which has disturbed you up to the present time. Then when you call the presence into action, you will find a much more powerful activity of your presence, than if it had to pour its energy through the discordant creation which is there. Humanly with your physical body you cannot do that, but when you call your presence into action to do it, it acts whether you see it or not, for that is not necessary. The third thing is calling your presence to form about you this tube of light, as you see it on the chart. Then, you can move in the world untouched by the discord of human creation in the outer world, which you must necessarily meet. If you draw such a tube of light about you, do you not see that the other people who come near you will feel the peaceful radiance from the presence pouring forth from the tube of light, and they would not desire to be discordant? As you come to understand these simple things and wonderful activities, you will find your presence will govern your world with such joyous, happy freedom as you have never been able to maintain, until you began to experience it through calling your presence into action. You see, while it is true that presence supplies life to your body sufficiently so you can move about, yet that is not enough. The presence waits and has waited a long, long time for mankind to understand that presence is there and that the individual must make the call to it. To enable it to release a greater volume of energy, a greater quantity of energy, to flow in and through your body and out into your world through your heart. The first part of your physical body which is formed is your heart, and that is where your presence, through its ray of light and energy, is 100 ascended, anchored, within your heart, within your body. This is how God is within, and God is without, the mighty I Am presence. Only a very small part of God is within the heart, until you consciously know that presence is there. It is very small and simply supplies the ordinary use of life to sustain the physical body. When you know that presence is there, you can call it into action. As you practice it, you continue to call forth a greater and greater volume or quantity of the energy from your presence, to produce its perfection in your home, world, schoolroom, or wherever it is. Will you not do this for me? Just before you come into your schoolroom each day, will you call your mighty I Am Presence into action to charge the schoolroom with this mighty perfection and understanding, so when you enter into your schoolwork, all will quickly grasp what is said and be able to apply it successfully in your studies. You will find such joy if you will do that, and I will help you. Would you like me to help you? I will be glad to if you will do as I ask and keep such great harmony in your schoolroom, such great love, and such great joy. Then the harmony makes it easy for your mighty I Am Presence to give you its comprehension and understanding in your studies, or in whatever is required for you to do during the day. As you do this, you will find such a joy filling your mind, body, and world, such a happiness filling your schoolroom, that you will just love to come and enjoy it so much while you are here. You will feel that great loving desire to bless each other in all you do. Sometimes, you have studied a while, and all of a sudden you straighten up and rest, as it were, for a few moments. In that moment, you can call forth the blessing of the mighty I Am Presence for each one in the room, and do you know what that will mean to you? Suppose there are 12 students in the room. If you will call the blessing on the other 11, then you get 11 times the power of your blessing upon yourself, which you call forth for the others. Do you understand that? When you call the blessing upon 11 other people, you get 11 times for yourself the blessing which you call upon the others. Is that not worthwhile? It is very wonderful as you come to understand it. Tonight while I am talking to you, I am pouring forth into your feeling world those qualities which will become active within you, which I see you need. Can and will you remember that at any time you need extra assistance, first send your thought, your feeling, your call, to your mighty I Am Presence, then if you wish to call to Nada, you will always have my answer come back to you. As you try that out for a while and you find the response coming more 102 ascended, tangible each time, then such a great joy will fill your heart, for you know you have a friend to whom you can call and always get the help. In your home, if the need gets very great, call to your presence first, then call to me, and I shall always come back on a ray of light to you, to give the help that you might need for yourself, in your home or your activity. As you do that, you will find a great peace and joy always abiding within you. Tonight as I spread my mantle of pink over you, which I have done while I have been talking, you absorb it into your bodies, for it is self-luminous, intelligent substance. This means that it is light substance, light, light substance, which you are absorbing. It is the ascended master's substance, which the human cannot qualify or clothe with any discordant feeling. In that way, I shall be able to give you assistance, in your cooperation with me, to do many things that are very wonderful. How many of you here are interested in art? Oh, wonderful! Do you know that those little hands which you hold up are the hands of your mighty I Am Presence? Do you know it is true and it is right? Your hands are the hands of the mighty I Am Presence. Then if you want to do some work in art, you simply say, mighty I Am Presence, now you take charge of my hands. Cause me to do perfect drawing, to produce perfect designs. Or pictures, or whatever it is you wish to do. Mighty I Am Presence, you take charge of these hands, will cause me to produce the most beautiful things, even more beautiful than I can imagine from the human standpoint. As you do that and keep calling the presence to do it, you will find you will be producing the most beautiful things in pictures, designs of flowers, or whatever it is. How many are interested in music, either instrumental or voice? Splendid. Then, dear children, remember that your voice, your vocal cords by which you sing, are those of the mighty I Am Presence, and you simply say, now, mighty I Am Presence, my throat is your throat, my voice is your voice. Therefore, you sing perfectly through my voice. If you will do that, you will be astonished how wonderfully and quickly you will begin to sing beautifully and perfectly. You see, it is so in every activity of your physical body in the outer world. For instance, suppose you wanted your body to become beautiful and perfect. If it is not as beautiful as you want it to be, simply say, mighty I Am Presence, take charge of my mind and body. Pour your mighty currents of energy through me with such intensity that my body becomes as beautiful and perfect as you are. Or in a more simplified expression, mighty I Am Presence, make me beautiful and perfect. Then 104 Ascended. Whatever is within your physical body that is not perfect will have to give place to that which is perfect. You see? In these simple ways, you can call an all-powerful action of the presence into your life to produce the perfection which you require, or that which gives you happiness, because many times people, and children especially, find one thing or another which makes them feel disturbed or discouraged or produces something that is not desirable. Therefore, to anything that attempts to find action in your world which is not perfection, say, Mighty I Am Presence, you take this out of my feeling world and replace it by your satisfaction and perfection, your perfect activity. Then, you will be able to do the things that you require quickly, easily, beautifully, and perfectly. Now suppose you want your physical body and its action to become perfect. Say, Mighty I Am Presence, this is your physical body. You take perfect command of it. Make it come into perfect order and perfect action. As you continue to do that, then your presence will produce its perfect symmetry of body and perfect action in your body which you require. Do you know, precious children, in this knowledge of your Mighty I Am Presence, you can produce in your body, through your body, and into your world whatever perfection you wish to call forth? Now, I am going to ask the beloved messengers and Mrs. Monday if they will make copies of this which I have said to you, so that each one of the schools can have it to read to the children whenever they feel so inclined. I shall be very grateful if they will do that, because each time it is read, I will be able to pour forth my radiance through these words which I have spoken to you, the same as I have spoken them tonight. That will give you a constant use of my ascended master consciousness and feeling which I am pouring forth to you tonight. After a while, you will come to understand much more clearly than you do now, what these words have meant to you tonight. As you keep calling it forth, then clearer and clearer will come the understanding of that which I have anchored within your feeling world tonight to give you the assistance. I want you to know how great are my joy and love in this little talk to you, but I do not want to hold you longer tonight. Just remember, Nada was with you in person tonight and dictated these words to you, because of my great love for you. Will you remember that and feel it is a part of your body and your life and your activity always? This will give me the greatest opportunity to give you all the assistance that I can. Unless I can have your attention upon me, I cannot do so much for you. Do you remember, sometimes when you have seen 106, the man who sells balloons, how those little balloons are fastened to strings? You have seen him hold ever so many in his hand by the strings. In the same way there are threads of light that go out from me to you tonight, by which I give you those qualities which I want to convey into your feeling world. This is the way I am pouring out tonight, just like threads of light, through little tiny rays that go out. Will you sometimes remember that, how it was done this night? Then you will have tremendous assistance and blessings. I give you the blessing of Saint Germain, Jesus, the great divine director, and the great host of ascended masters. They want so much to assist the children of earth to their freedom and the understanding of the great source of all life, the Mighty I Am Presence, which every human being on earth is seeking, but many do not yet know it in the physical senses. All will one day come to know it, for the work which Saint Germain has brought forth is spreading so rapidly throughout mankind and the world. One day all mankind will again come to know this Mighty I Am Presence and have the blessing which it alone can give, and the happiness which it can produce. Now, there is one more thing I want to say before we stop, and it is concerning the money you require in your world now and in the future. So long as that is the means of exchange, remember, dear children. Now is the time for you to anchor this firmly within your consciousness. Your Mighty I Am Presence, which supplies life to your body, is also the treasure house. I mean by that, it is the intelligence that opens the way and gives the supply of money to you which you require for things in the outer world. There are many grown-ups who do not quite understand this, but nevertheless, you as children today can understand that your Mighty I Am Presence is your treasure house, the means by which your supply of money comes to you. If you will always call to your Mighty I Am Presence, to open the way and see that you are always supplied with the money you require in your service of the light, then the Presence will provide ways and means through the power of divine love and order. So you can and will always have the supply of money you require for the things you wish to use in your outer physical activity. This is the reason why I am asking Mrs. Monday and the messengers to see that corrected copies of this are given to whoever conducts the school, not copies to be given out, but just to be read to the students whenever they feel impelled to do it, because this will carry the radiation to you each time. Now in the blessing of the mighty I Am Presence, the great host of ascended masters, the mighty legion of light, and the great cosmic beings, I ask 108 Ascend the great cosmic light to hold you enveloped in its mighty radiance, to produce perfect physical bodies, clean, pure, alert minds, and firm, determined attention to your mighty I Am Presence, which will enable you to have the fullest release from your presence. The most powerful activity possible. Your gratitude should always pour out to your I Am Presence for everything that is given to you for use in your life. I thank you, precious children, for this wondrous attention which you have given to me, and your reward shall be great in return for it. You precious children! Do you realize that you have given just as perfect attention as any class of grown-up people? That is a very wonderful thing. You know how sometimes children wiggle around and get restless. Well, you did not, and this has been quite a long time that I have been talking to you. So I just rejoice to see how you have already gained in your understanding of your presence. It proves to me that you must have a very lovely teacher who is teaching you in this work. Do you love your teacher very much? Do all of you? Fine. Now just remember that my love enfolds each one of you always, unto your perfection and your ascension, just as I have myself and as all the ascended masters have made their ascension. All make it in the same way. Your goal is not only to perfect yourself, but to ascend eventually into this electronic body, your mighty I Am Presence, when you become an ascended being, the same as I am today, as Saint Germain, the same as Jesus and the Divine Director. So you see your goal is twofold, to free yourself from limitations which the human has created and then make your ascension. That will all come, and those who understand the mighty I Am Presence in this embodiment, if they do not accomplish the ascension now, then in the next embodiment they will, with very great certainty. This is my love and my wish which I have conveyed to you tonight. I trust it may be read to you so you will be reminded sometimes of this night, in which we lived in a world not made with hands. In the atmosphere of this room tonight is the radiance of your mighty I Am Presence, amplified by the great host of ascended masters. It has become a new world while we are here. You have entered into that new world which will continue to act within and about you the rest of your earthly pilgrimage here. Will you just always feel that? My love enfolds you forever in its transcendent light. I hold you close in my embrace of love forever, unto your victory and ascension. I thank you.